Hi, I'm Kathy Mills from Short Film Edits, and I'm here with Tyler Crosby for an interview today. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing fantastic. I'm very excited to be here sitting with you. I know you've done a lot of these, and I'm
Mm.
honored to be a part of it.
Thank you. I've just realized I'm reaching up to my 50th, which is,
Amazing. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah, I didn't even realize that.
It's a part-time job now. This is a whole, yeah, that's amazing.
Yep, volunteer.
Yeah, it's volunteer. Exactly, exactly.
Yes.
Volunteer charity work. Thank you.
Mm,
And thank you.
that's
And
all
thank you.
right. Can we start this with you telling us a little bit about you?
Sure. I'm Tyler Crosby. I was born and raised in Long Beach, California, and I'm the son of some very impressive, overachieving type of parents. So that kind of led me through being involved in everything in school. And my most favorite thing to be involved in was always theater or drama club or something like that. I guess I could describe myself as like a theater kid. Um, but I wouldn't want to like uncover that in the baseball locker room because I did play baseball for 14 years as well. So it was always, I'm leaving practice to go to rehearsal and I'm getting made fun of for that. But now, you know what? I'm living life in Los Angeles as a working actor, and it all worked out. So, yeah, I was an actor my entire life, mostly in theater. I went to Princeton University, led a lot of productions for them, theater wise as well. And then I got to Los Angeles and spent about 10 years getting in my own way, as I like to say it. I had to go to life college, essentially. And it was about 3 years ago that I changed my entire approach and my attitude about paying for the headshots and making sure that I'm in the right classes or seen by the right people and truly playing the game of how you do it in Los Angeles, because nobody's coming for you, Kathy. No, there's no men in
Mm,
suits coming to your door to whisk you away to be
mm,
Chris Pratt.
yeah.
I'm finally learning that, and verticals have really given me a platform and
Mm,
an audience and opportunities. And so I'm running with it. They say, go where you're wanted. And I found a little home as a vertical leading villain,
mhm.
what I call it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit about me.
Good. What drew you to the vertical space?
Well, it was, I think that I've seen interviews where people speak about their initial casting, and it tracks with my experience completely. It was I think like the fourth audition I had with my brand new manager Tanya, and it was very exciting, to have new representation. But this audition was so crazy, and the language was just so troublesome, and so I did it hurriedly, and I was like tying a tie in the audition. And I was, this was for "Lose You to Love Me" on Pocket FM. It was my very first vertical, and I forget all about it. And then 3 weeks later, they call and say, "Can you be on set in 3 days?" Oh my gosh! Okay, I'm excited. I have a booking. That's crazy, but who knows what it is? This
Mm,
seems really scammy. I don't know. So I show up to a Beverly Hills mansion, and it is a full blown big movie production. 40 people on the crew. I'm meeting these beautiful people that I'll be acting with, and we all just received the script 2 days ago.
yeah.
So it's funny because I was drawn to the verticals because they wanted to book me for one thing. So yes, let's go. And then I was like, wait a second, this is a lot of fun. And that was I think 2 years ago. And so everybody's scratching their heads like, wait, like, are these scripts real? This is so melodramatic. This is so crazy. This, where is this going to end up? There were so many question marks for even like the people on set, the director. We're just trying to make a good product, but we don't know what's happening with it. Then I started just successively. It seemed like every 6 weeks there was another one. There was another one, and I'm playing this arrogant billionaire or this bad brother, and then every once in a while, a cowboy or a doctor. And I just fell in love. I fell in love, Kathy. It's so much fun because the vertical space. It's like these. It's melodramatic, sure. It's it's like, yes, it's a soap opera, but no, it's not really, and it's not an episodic, and it's not film. So it's a brand new Wild West space. And for actors, for all of us actors who aspire to be on the Netflix show or be in the Paramount movie or whatever, this is different, but it's like, okay, be good at this. Be good at this entire art form. It doesn't mean you can't do these other things.
Yeah.
But this is a whole world that everybody on set has agreed to participate in, and play pretend and be in the sandbox. And that's that community and the fun. You can't beat it for a guy like me, and probably for so many actors like me. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, that is what continues to draw me into the vertical space.
Yeah. And they've come a long way in 2 years.
And yes, yes, and I know you're an expert at it. That's the thing is, I think that I've only seen one of my verticals in its entirety. You know, and you know, we got to pay for it, by the way. You know, like
Mhm.
you know, Real Short isn't hooking me up with a subscription. So I I know how much better they've gotten. The scripts,
Mhm.
like all the auditions that I'm getting now, the scripts read, oh yes, let's do this.
Yeah.
And my first ever, you know, and I don't want to talk down on this writing. Everything was an experiment at first. You know, everything was in beta.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find a way to say my lines differently in my very first
Mm.
vertical. I was like, these are all angry, you know, but I can act, I can do all of these things, but these lines only require just one tone, you know, like you wretched wench, something like that. So they've come a long way. Yes, Kat.
Yeah. The writing has definitely gotten better.
Hmm.
Or more so the translation has gotten
Yes,
better.
that's what we're referring to exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it didn't start as English, and then it ended up. I would always say, you know, they could. Uh, I think they could pay a guy for a 1 day job to just do a once over and get this real nice.
Yeah.
And I think they're wising up to that as well.
They are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And they're just getting bigger and bigger. Like I just got off a live where they're currently holding the vertical awards right now. So
Amazing.
yeah.
Wow. Yes. No, it's so, I mean, this is so, and exactly what you're doing right now. It's like this grassroots movement to highlight this world.
Mm.
And you're doing such a good job of that, and bringing people into your living room, my living room, to actually see that it is exciting, and that we are
Mm.
highly accessible, because we're excited about this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
we're having so much fun, and to hear that people are having fun watching them is like, well, that's a win-win, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree. Mm. Okay. Could you share a time that experimenting with your work led to something unexpected?
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Let's see. uh well, I actually, yeah, I might have to bring out the very first example of On Lucy to Love Me. I busted out of the very first shot of the whole thing. I'm busting out of these bedroom doors. I'm in a red silk robe, classic. And I haven't really said any of my lines yet. I'm just meeting Langley Marr, my leading lady, for the first time, and we're speaking for the first time. And the first line is, "Where is she?" And all I could think about is Batman saying that in the Christopher Nolan one, where he goes, "Where is she?" And Kathy, I said it like that. I said it. Where is she? And then I was like, oh
Mm.
my, that was like a little fun experiment. But because I hadn't said any other lines, I was like, oh no, that's what this character sounds like now. I'm I'm Batman. So I just had to ride through the entire way. Like, I had a completely
Yeah.
different voice, and that's where experimentation got me. I mean, it kind of stuck me in the mud because I had to stick with it for the rest of the 5 shoot days. But yes, I mean, it's always fun to experiment with your fellow actors. That's when it happens. Is like, a lot of us, you know, we're moving so fast on these sets that you can only get off book and memorized of your lines probably about 10 minutes beforehand. And it's because you
Yeah.
ran it a few times. Now that is where experimentation happens. Oh, what if? Oh, what if? And I think that if you have a director who has done 10 plus of these, they are far more open to this collaborative thing. It's sort of, what will Real Short, Good Short, Candy Jar, what will they allow for in terms of changing
Mhm.
of the lines, and the directors and producers who know what they can do will stretch it and add a little bit of our special sauce. But I've noticed that first time production companies, first time directors, nope, nope, go by the script.
Stick to the
We don't
book.
want to.
Yeah.
We don't want to. They don't want to lose a real short contract. They want to make 6 movies in a year right now. It's interesting getting to know the whole world of like are we? You'll find out on the first day of set, like, are we experimenting or are we sticking to the script? What are we doing?
Mhm.
Can I do this voice or can I not? I had to be pulled back on Stillwell Cowboys, which is on Candy Jar. I played Clay Cartwright, and I came in first day, and we were on a set in Pico Rivera, and it was the first day. It was a fight with the leading man because my sister's fallen off a horse, and I'm not having it. And so I'm coming in, and I've got this gnarly redneck accent, and I'm saying she she nearly died because you dumped her, and we went back to the green room. We're setting up for the next shot, and I saw the producer clock the director and like send him my way, and I was like, oh no,
Oh.
oh no. And I'm sitting on the couch, and he comes and says, hey, so great. We love the
Mm.
accent, but
Mm.
if you could just tone it down a little bit, because nobody in the world is actually really doing that. And I was, I mean, I
Yeah.
felt like I gotten called into the principal's office, that I had received this note, and all of my lines had been memorized in this
Mhm.
fashion. So I had to do a full overhaul. And that's when experimentation, you're like, oh man, because, we didn't have rehearsal. I didn't have a phone call saying, hey, are we
Yep.
doing heavy accents or no? So it's those little moments where, as an actor, like, I don't know. I love being directed, and I love getting notes. It doesn't happen a lot on the vertical sets because they're like, "Yep, we cast you because you do the thing right, and we're moving on to the next shot." Um, but to receive a note and then change everything, ooh, it put me back into high school theater. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta look at the script again. So there we
I
go.
always say that I always say that every vertical would benefit from a table read.
Sure. Oh
Um,
my gosh.
it would save so much time in production as well, I think, if they
Yes.
just did that.
Yes. And you will get that. You might get a little chemistry read between two leads that are already booked, and they'll do like
Mm.
3 scenes. They'll do the most intense ones, and they'll go back and forth. But to be honest, like, yeah, a full table read with full camaraderie and unity
Mm.
and an understanding is a rarity.
Yeah.
Absolutely a rarity. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even if you can't, like, even like an hour or two beforehand for like
Yeah.
rehearsal would make a
Yes.
huge difference. And
Yes.
then you
I
would know all
it's
these things before going in there.
Kathy, that is so insightful. You're
Mm.
absolutely right. I mean, and so with that being the case, it's almost like production companies, or it's there might be a time and a money saving thing going on there, but like what it means is that actors, we have to find a way to do that on our own. We have to
Mhm.
find a way to do that in the makeup chair. So my thing on set is I'm good. We can jump right into the scene, but I'll approach my leading lady while she's getting touched up and say, hey, do you want to run this? Hey, I was thinking, what if we took it in this direction or played it like this? And that's where like a lot of exciting things can happen. So it is you take what could have been a nice big long rehearsal / table read, whatever, and you got to chunk it up and still do it, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
just while sipping coffee. Yes,
Yeah. Got to fit
yes,
it into those rare little
yeah,
moments of space.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Mm. Okay.
So fun.
How does being an actor influence the way that you act now? So when you like acting as a child, how does that influence the way that you do it now?
Okay, okay. As an actor, though, like the way that
Yeah.
I acted, not behaved in life. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I don't want it to be a manifested truism, but I was a better actor at age 16,
Mm.
14 or 16. At that age, the pressures of society are not on you yet. You're probably not paying car insurance. You are not super. I mean, it is. You're just starting to really want to be cool, like, and not be embarrassed. But that was a time in my life where my imagination was abound. I mean, I would write 20-page character analyses for my theater shows. And I played Charlie in Flowers for Algernon when I think I was 16 or 17. And this was, he starts, he's a mentally challenged individual. He gets a operation that makes him the smartest guy in the world, and then he regresses. And it's this whole arc. And I'll tell you, I don't know if I could do it better now. There's something about you have to fight. You have to be an extra strong salmon and go upstream of your instincts to mask and hide and shut down that, or you need to be able to bring out the cry mechanism. So it's interesting that you asked this. I believe that all actors, rust begins to accumulate with your inhibitions, and that needs to be constantly sloughed off and scraped off, so that you can do this properly and really drop into the zone. I will say, as a vertical villain, I might not be getting to those depths that are required. I'm gonna hit you with the angry line and do the action, but a more intense script would demand a higher level of empathy and understanding from me. So it's an excellent question. I intend to spend my career becoming as good of an actor as I was at 16. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, since you've done a lot of theatre and now you're doing acting, is there something on set that you need that theatre could never have taught you or didn't teach you?
Yes. In theater, of course, you're always playing to the audience. There's some exceptions where you can turn your back, but you're generally playing to that fourth wall. With verticals, and especially multi-cam verticals, if they have 3 cameras going, and all actors will develop this skill. Some of us, I'm vain, Kathy. I want to be seen. I want the lens on me. But you feel it. You will feel it out of your peripheral of this here, and you feel the light just ever so grazing your cheek. And then if you move here, it's gone. So you got to be right here. And these are, I was like, oh, those are easy skills to pick up, but it takes a little while for it to become intuitive. And that's when it's really nice when the DP it trusts you and says, hey, can you feel that? Can you feel this? And they just mean, can you sense that glint in your eye, which means that it's hitting you while this is here. Those theater's not teaching you that. Also, I had to tone down everything. I mean, I thought I was Matt Damon, Leo DiCaprio, but no, I was more like Hugh Jackman in The Greatest Showman. Like in my first years in LA, I was, doing auditions and doing like student films, but I was projecting to the back of the theater. I wasn't in the moment. I wasn't right here. So that was surprisingly had to be unlearned. And yeah, subtlety and awareness of camera will help you. Also, the fact that you're just doing it 8 times, Kathy. Like they're doing the wide, they're pulling in for the close-ups. And I like to be a very generous actor and give my fellow actors the full Monty, so to speak, when the camera's on them and I'm not being seen. But that can be exhausting. And so, yes, if you got to well up and you got to do tears, wait for your close-up. Don't send it in the water. Yes.
You can do the scene, but then you got to get it like on point in that close-up. Don't use all that energy beforehand.
Yes. And I used to think that was bunk. Like, no, I have unlimited acting energy. No, you do not. Like 8, 12 hours on set. And your eyes start to get so tired because there's something about being on. I mean, you probably, you know what I'm talking about, just doing these Zoom interviews. You're on, you're attentive, you're an active listener, and that is energetically costly. So at the ripe old age of 38 now, I am like a senior member.
I'm 38 this year.
Are you? Oh, yes. Okay. 38 siblings. It's like I'm an old guy compared to these a lot of these vertical stars, and I need my sleep, man. Like, otherwise it'll be very clear. So it's energy conservation. You're doing it a million times, stick, like, if you just stick with gratitude on set, like you'll never be a diva. You'll never, like I when I become a lot bigger, um, I want to always hold to the mindset that I have right now. I am so happy to be here. I am so
Mm,
stoked to be on set at whatever day rate amount, dollar amount. I got a PA coming up to me offering me a bottle of water. Are you kidding me? Like
hmm.
that's like they're treating me like I'm Tom Cruise. It's amazing and it's hard to get used to
Mm,
that, but it's also like good. Don't get used to it.
yeah,
Like enjoy this all the time. Um,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good. And by the way, even these so-called younger guys and girls, they need sleep too.
They need sleep too.
They
Okay.
do
I mean, you
need
can
sleep
see it in
too.
the eyes. I know. Yes. That's funny.
Is there any other creative mediums you love to explore?
Yes. Yes. And we touched on this in a pre-interview.
Mm,
Okay. Here's the backstory of this is that I went to Princeton University. I was an English major. It was very hard. We had to read the Canterbury Tales by Chaucer. It killed it. So I got up out of the lecture and I just left the lecture and I went to go see my advisor, my academic advisor, and I said, "Hey, I want to switch to art. I want to be an art major now because I took one ceramics class and that was pretty fun." She goes, "Well, hold on a second. There's really only like 5 visual arts majors in the whole university at any given time. And are you an experienced artist?" I said, "I mean, not really, but I got a lot of heart." And
mm,
somehow, after a few painting classes, they allowed me to go into this program and I loved it. So they're very wealthy at that school, and I was there on grants, but they would just give me money for paints and canvases, and I learned how to go into the wood shop and make myself a 7 by 8 foot canvas, like something really huge, because that's what we were seeing in MoMA and in all the New York art galleries was big paintings. And I said, well, this seems so that's what I was doing. My senior thesis was basically a gallery full of very large scale paintings. And if one wanted to see those, they could visit at Canvas by Cross on Instagram. And there's some of them that are up there. And most of them exist in a gallery down in Long Beach, where I'm from. But the new thing, Kathy, is the moss walls. I am a
yes.
preserved moss artist. So right down the street that way, 3 blocks, I have a studio. It's a 2-car garage. It's very cute and quaint. It's got a little arched ceiling and skylights, and I have all of my woodworking and everything there. So I can create very polished frames and then put preserved moss in a nice design inside. It should look like an overhead view of a forest. And these are either having a moment or just had a moment. I'm not really sure, but like the Hollywood Hills love this stuff, and so does hotels and restaurants. And I actually put up a moss wall in the restaurant that I work at in Beverly Hills, Mastro's Steakhouse in Beverly Hills. They have one of my pieces up in the penthouse, and so the reason why I'm an actor first and foremost above all, but you have to be chosen to act, and I don't
Mm,
have to choose these art forms. I can just do them.
yeah.
So that's sort of I need an outlet.
Mm,
And if I'm in the studio working and I get a call from casting saying you're on in 3 days, we need you on set, done. We're gonna drop
yeah.
that project. I'll call the client and say, hey, I need an extension because destiny is calling. But it's so nice to have the resources that I've built over the past 10 years of saving money and just having a studio where I can make this happen.
Yeah.
So it's there's too much art to do. There's too much art to do. I
Yeah.
would love to write a script. I would love to do this. I wrote a book when I was 12 years old. It was a compilation of short stories. It's entitled Short and Shorter Stories by Tyler J.R. Crosby. I thought I was going to be a novelist. I thought,
Mhm.
there's just too much to do.
Mm,
So I, I do have to prioritize. I love acting. I'll put painting on the back burner. I'll do a moss wall if somebody offers me a big commission. Okay. But otherwise, just let me be on set with my friends. Let me
mhm.
just go play in the
Yeah.
sandbox, man. Yeah. Mhm.
But it's so good to have so many different creative things to do instead of just like dedicating your space to just one.
Yes.
It
Yes.
keeps you finding
Yeah.
other ways to be creative and find
Absolutely.
joy. So,
Yes.
sorry,
Yes.
my
And all.
cat is constantly meowing next to me. I hope you
Oh,
don't
that's
hear
funny. I
that.
don't even hear it. I'm not even hearing it. And that would be
Okay.
a welcome. That would be welcome anyway. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, so like I'm currently not working because I'm a stay-at-home
Mhm.
single mum, but
Yes.
I'm studying business and
Uh-huh.
I started this page because I needed something else. Um,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So I started the with photo editing. That was my first thing that I did.
Yeah.
And then now the interviews, and now I'm stuck here, which is great. It's a good stuck.
Yes, it's a good start. So this speaks to something that I knew. It was about 3 years ago, prior to verticals happening or anything, and I went through a pretty depressive phase.
Mm,
And I thought that I needed to, relax my nervous system, and I needed to stay home and watch movies. But the truth is that my spirit was asking for more. It was asking for challenges. So if I wanted to reduce my anxiety, I would actually have to increase my activity, and be responsible for something. And it was at that time that I went and enrolled in a class at Groundlings, which is the famous improv theater here in Los Angeles. And I just started going to classes twice a week and needing to be somewhere in public. And this was like post pandemic, right post pandemic, and it fixed me. It fixed me, and I started adding. It was subtraction by addition. So I'm so glad that you engineered this. You made this happen, and now look, now you're in contact with people. You got your Google Calendar just lined up with interviews. Like
yeah.
that's amazing. So congratulations on that, because
Thank
um, there are people who want to do what you've done and they haven't taken the move, and they just need
you.
that. It's just that, you kind of need to just jump, and let
Mm-hmm.
it start happening. And it clearly you've done that. And it's a big deal, Kathy. Like you have provided yourself with a source of happiness, productivity, and joy for others as well. Like it's a no-brainer. You did great on that. Yeah.
Thank you. I owe the credit to my friend Amanda for that one. I've been wanting to
Hmm.
do interviews for a while, but I didn't
Yeah.
have the confidence to do it. I just like sat
Sure.
behind it with the photo edits, and then she's just like,
Yeah.
Kathy, just do it. And
Yeah.
then I had support from one of the amazing actresses, Alicia, and she gave me the confidence, sat down and did my
Yeah.
first interview with me, and now we're here. So
That's
the
amazing,
support
Kathy.
from other people is what got me
Yeah.
there. So.
Well, I mean, it's you, and it's a stack of proof. You've been offered
Mm.
opportunities to stack up proof that you do this and that you are
Mm.
confident and calm and collected while you do it, which is everything that you are. So it's like, I mean, see, now this is, yeah, I will become too long-winded on this, so I will not. But we must do hard things. We must. If we do not, it will be a slow burn. Comfort kills. And being a struggling actor, starving artist, whatever, in Los Angeles, I've chosen the path of challenge. So it made it clear to me that I need to get good at challenges. And whether that's like being in a cold ice bath or something along those lines, or sending that email you don't want to send, these are the hard things that will literally just calm your spirit. You're gonna like, oof, I'll tell you,
Yeah,
I've been through the ringer on that. And so congratulations.
thank
Yes.
you. You too. Okay.
Yes.
Has social media changed how you approach your work?
Mm. Um, I don't know if I have it all figured out with that stuff. I have on my Instagram page, they'll like, if someone scrolls a little bit back, they'll see like a lot of little fun videos that I was making. Like I wasn't as busy, and so I would go to art galleries with a friend, and I call it Art Bros, and just edit videos, and like I had a lot of fun doing that. But it was sort of like, I don't know. I like when people see my earnest and true personality. Like I said, I'm kind of done being a cool guy, and I'm embracing the nerd again. But it's interesting because I realized that I'm not going to be able to grow this social media following like of my own volition. I mean, it doesn't matter what I post, or I put up my latest. I still need to post about two of the most recent verticals I've done. I don't even have stuff on there about it, so it's kind of a chore. It's an extra thing, but I understand that the visibility, when casting comes through and they're looking for the next vertical villain, it's nice that I have the photos of me in a suit and looking evil. However, uh, it's basically like the way that I would get followers on social media um, would be doing a movie with Jackson Tiller and him putting me on his Instagram story, right? You know, like that's how that would happen. Where it's like you just kind of thanks, bud. Because I really like doing it organically, and maybe I could get like 4 followers a day because I'm pumping out all this outreach. I'm like, that's not how it's going to happen. And casting does care. They do care. If you have 50K followers, you are more apt to lead this vertical because you have built-in eyeballs coming at it. And I understand that that's valuable. That's good. But I know that for me, I cannot allow what I put on there to be influenced just by, hey, will this increase my following and liking? Because I know that's not how it's going to happen. It's going to happen when I book the Netflix show, or like when it comes out, is, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm just letting it happen. That's how I like to think of it. And I don't want to get caught up in the frustration that some actors feel of like, oh, they just got cast because they have a large Instagram following or whatever. I'm thinking, well, that's what they brought to the table. Shoot, you know, get your numbers up then. But it's a double-edged sword. You know, I think that I'll fall into more numbers, and everything will grow in the way that it's supposed to. That's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, even if you're collecting those 4 followers a day,
Yeah.
it's still increasing. It's
Yes.
still, and those
True.
4 people could then share your work, and that will expand to 8 to 10 to 15. So even those 4 can be a huge difference,
Yes, yes,
in
yes,
my opinion.
absolutely. And that's, yeah, I think like, yeah, and maintaining the confidence to post all the time. It's you know, actors, you know, I present as very confident. That's my little superpower. But of course, you know, we're self-conscious. We're not really, oh, I don't know if I want to post it. I don't want to, but anything would be good and digestible. And you're right, you know, one thing leads to another, in terms of fans, especially.
That's where I'm
Yes.
lucky. I get to post all you guys instead of myself.
That's it, Sid. And we love that. We love when somebody else does it for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I especially do. I think it is that secret actor thing where it's like, oh, the critics or the fans, they've posted, oh, I guess I'll repost it. You know, and for me, I'm just like, I fully acknowledge it's really nice when somebody else does something like that. Yeah.